these kids.
That time of year again, time to start thinking about those flu shots.
Ooh. Also, there's a possible treatment for autism that some say is curing children.
Baxter Burley looks and acts like a normal 6-year-old because he is. That's why it's hard to imagine that at age 3, he had full-blown autism.
The same regional center that gave him the diagnosis, the same group of people, reversed his diagnosis.
Something else that reversed, the amount of mercury in his system. It went from a high level of 13 to what's considered almost negligible, 0.5. No longer considered autistic.
No longer considered autistic. That was a big day. We actually call it the day he lost his diagnosis, we call his second birthday.
We see children that come through that are severely autistic and, you know, within a year they're mainstreamed in school and out of the spectrum. Some children turn around in a number of months, other children take years.
We started with the special diet. We started with lots of supplementation geared at healing his body, helping his body detox from the heavy metal exposure he had. We did chelation, methyl B12 injections. We rented a hyperbaric oxygen chamber for our house.
The self-stimulatory behaviors that we saw so much of are all gone.
He's not covering up his ears. We went from the baby who had no language and no social interaction and was lost in his own world to a child who is very verbal and very social. He's very much engaged in relationships with everybody in the family. Quinn has a best friend. He wants to see his friend every day.
His friend wants to see him.
Are you filming a movie?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're following me everywhere.
He'll say, you know, when I had autism, and then talk about something that we weren't aware of how he was feeling.
Imagine what could have been done to recover these children starting clear back in 1999, when the CDC first realized what was causing autism. Over 12 years later, they continued to tell the same old story.
CDC is not certain how much.
Well, there's no simple explanation for the increase
due to changes in the definition of autism or an improved recognition
and increased recognition.
And even though some doctors are recovering these kids, the CDC continues to waste even more critical time by turning a blind eye to it. How much longer will we allow those who have caused this epidemic to be in charge of solving it?
It's a puzzle, and we're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together that way.